Welcome to Creative Conversations, powered by Black Houston Creatives Network. We are coming to you live from Cool Dad headquarters, and I'm your girl Janaya Britton. I'm here with Briana.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for being here.
Of course. I'm glad to have this opportunity.
Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into it. We've talked a little bit off camera, but the cameras are here. So let's go ahead and talk about like your beginnings, like your journey. Where did you start? How long have you been doing grading?
Yeah, so I have always been creative since I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to like to draw mostly with just pencil all the way growing up through like high school. But at the end of high school, I decided to go to college for engineering.
Mm-hmm.
And engineering in college can be kind of a very strenuous path to take. Um, and because of that, I kind of just let it go to the wayside. I didn't try to do anything more with it. I didn't take a single art class in college, which I wish I would have done now. And then I started in the corporate world in 2015. And again, I just didn't make time for it. But in 2020, when I was pregnant with my son and I had my son, I finally took maternity leave and kind of had a break to kind of slow down, reflect, and really just be like, oh, I haven't done this thing in a while that I've been drawn to like all of my life.
Mm-hmm.
What would it be like to just try it out while I'm on this 6 month break? So in 2020 is really when I started like pursuing my creativity and started creating,
Mm-hmm.
testing like paint, color, texture, all those things, and really felt like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of where it started for me, where I really kind of committed my efforts towards it.
Yeah. Okay. So this 10-year hiatus, that was something that like really stuck out to me when I was, looking you up, trying to get, the tea before we got to this moment. Where were you at like mentally and emotionally during that time? And just like what was kind of the catalyst to kind of maybe step back from creating?
Yeah, so I think ever since high school, it- when you're younger and you're looking for a career path, a lot of times you're looking for something that can be more lucrative or that can, help you
Mhm.
survive in this
Yes.
world. So engineering, of course, is one of those things where I felt like I could make a living off of, but obviously it was aligned to like my interests. I was great at, calculus and things like that.
Mhm.
So that's what drove me in the path of engineering. I think the creative side has always been there and it's been kind of festering
Mhm.
in the background. Um, like when I was in the corporate world, like I would joke that the only way for me to like be creative was with my PowerPoints. So
Yeah.
like I was drawn to making PowerPoints. I was the queen of PowerPoints and
Mhm.
visualizations, and that's kind of where it would show up. So
Yeah.
really, kind of towards when I had my son, it was just a moment to pause, and I truly feel like it was kind of a divine moment in timing, and that the creativity aspect was always meant to come out and be utilized, and for me to go in that direction.
Mhm.
But it's really the chance and the time to just get out of all the noise, out of everything, all the distractions, and be like, okay, what am I like put here to do? Where it's like, okay, like creating is what I'm meant to do.
Mhm.
And even today, I still have like a job, a full-time job that's still kind of in line with what I've done in the past.
Yeah.
But I'm committed like 100% to pursue this and to grow it. And if it takes staying up late and being working on the weekends, like that's what I have to do. Um, but my family is like so important to me, and I think also just wanting to show my son that you can pursue what you want to do and
Mhm.
what you're meant to do. I also have a daughter, but
Yeah.
that's kind of what drove it.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So with that, like during that time of kind of like really saying, I'm gonna commit to this, I'm gonna really try and just see what I can create. What things did you learn about yourself during that time that kind of surprised you? I know we kind of spoke a bit off camera about you at first kind of just painting in black and white, and now we have these beautiful works of
Thank
color.
you.
So how did you get from that point in your creativity to now being living in color?
Yeah, yeah. So I think, fear is also what held me back. So when you're drawing with pencil or just like sketching in black and white,
Mm-hmm.
all you have to worry about is those different values of black, like whether I'm pushing harder, whether I'm pushing lightly, or, how
Mm-hmm.
many times you go over something. But when it comes to color, there's now this whole other gambit of ranges of things you have to make decisions on. So
Yeah.
that was like something that I was always afraid of. So I think that's what held me back too. But again, in that period of time where I was like, let me just try this out. Um, I learned that I have a pretty decent understanding of color. Like I kind of surprised myself in like my first painting. I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right, Brianna. I didn't know you could do
Mhm.
that. So uh, some of it's imposter syndrome, all of that, just
Yeah.
like not believing in your own ability. But when you really just step out there and put away all of the like feelings and
Mhm.
emotions and the doubts and just say, I'm just going to experiment. That's
Mhm.
like the most beautiful time for you to actually like create something and understand like your actual potential.
Yeah.
So that's where kind of these were born from, is me actually playing around with different colors and even different techniques. So like for this painting here, which is called New Growth, um, I tried something completely different with the flowers as well, something that I never did, which is these flowers are paint, actually.
That is crazy
Yes,
good.
thank
That's
you.
crazy good.
So, you know how
Yay.
people pipe flowers on cakes and stuff? I
Mhm.
was like, I wonder if I could do that with paint. So, I got some heavy texture paint, put it in a piping bag, watched a ton of baking videos. So, YouTube has been a great help in this
We
entire
love YouTube in this house.
exactly, in this
Yes.
entire process. But that's where I learned how to like pipe flowers, and then that's how this one came to be. But
Okay.
yeah, just stepping out there, trying new things,
Mhm.
and just putting back those internal messages of like self worth and saying, like, what if, instead
Yeah.
of like, what if I can't? What if?
Mhm. Okay, let's get into like these pieces a little bit more. I feel like I'm seeing myself. Hello.
Love it, love it.
I feel like I'm seeing myself. So what made you kind of want to like, cuz I see like a lot of your work has this like focus on black hair, more
Hmm.
specifically like black women's hair. So
Yeah.
what made you want to make that your subject in your artwork?
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of women in the African American community have had a complex relationship with their hair.
Mhm.
I personally have also had that experience, like growing up with my hair always being relaxed since I was young and not really even knowing that I had curly hair.
Mhm.
So that finding out when I went too long without getting my relaxer, that I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah.
I got curls.
Yes.
That was like an experience, and it was through the period of time where like a lot of women were trying to go natural and just
Mhm.
learn their hair, learn how to take care of it. And we weren't really supported in the community early on in doing that, and
Yeah.
things have evolved since then, and with the like design of products and everything. But all that to say is like we all tend to have some type of complex relationship with our hair. So this piece, I did it in advance of the Black Girl art show that was in Houston in 2021. I was actually pregnant with my daughter at the time. So if you ever see the pictures, I have a big old round belly because my daughter's in there. And I really wanted to make something that just encouraged Black women and Black girls and said, hey, like, love, it's called Love Thy Crown.
Mhm.
Love your hair no matter what texture, no matter how it looks, no matter what other people are thinking about it. Just love yourself, love your hair. So that was the genesis of this piece. Um, and then, so I just love texture as well. So that's why, like, when I paint these, like, I'm trying to pull out texture. And hopefully, like the viewer, when they're looking at it, they see the texture in the image.
Mhm.
But these also, even though they're hair related, they have a lot to do with the seasons of like what I was going through.
Ooh.
So this one, which is called New Growth,
Mhm.
was in earlier this year when I had taken a break from working for the government.
Mhm.
Um, and I was like, okay, I'm going to lean into this thing. So this was kind of like my new growth painting that
Mhm.
was reflective of that. So the flowers are reflective of that growth in me and really like committing to it.
Mhm.
And then in October, I did this one, which is called Locked In, which it represents locks, of course, but the season of my life at that point of time was I got a new job, which
Oh.
has the ability to
Lock.
distract me
Mhm.
my from my artwork. But this is like I'm locked in. Like
Yeah.
I'm committed, regardless of what I'm doing, like as my day job, I'm going to commit to doing art and pursuing my God given talent and
Yeah.
just step into it. So even though they're like hair related, they're kind of reflective of the seasons of my life, especially this year.
Mhm. I literally was just at an author talk the other day at Kindred Stories, and there was a poet that was talking, and she was kind of talking about how she placed her grief. So a lot of her book was about like generational grief and just kind of like getting through that and like placing it and kind of alchemizing that.
Mhm.
So even like with your artwork, I can see like how these are reflecting the seasons of your life and how you really like just laid it all out on the canvas.
I love that.
I think that's something as a creative, like that's our superpower
Hmm.
is being able to really like translate what we are going through and
Exactly.
who we are becoming
Yeah.
into the work that we create.
Yeah.
That's dope. And I also love how you mentioned like being pregnant with your daughter and making this type of stuff. I know as like a young black girl, like you said, we have complex experiences with our hair,
Hmm.
to kind of be able to make that representation for her and yourself. That's empowering.
Thank
So I
you.
really commend you on that. So in terms of just like being in Houston, how has that journey been in terms of your art? How has it influenced you? How has the creative culture itself kind of like helped you?
Yeah, Houston has a great creative community and it has so much talent. I don't know if I had tried to pursue this as much where I was raised in Kentucky, if I would have had the same experience and opportunities that have come my way. But the amount of shows and the amount of events that are put on just to showcase the talent in Houston, I
Mhm.
think is wonderful. And like, I really am grateful for that experience. And then just the relationships that you build with like meeting other creatives and
Mhm.
like it's truly like so special and I don't feel like it's a gatekeeping community, at least from like the creatives that I've met. Everybody's kind of supportive of, everyone else's growth and hey, I have this mural thing that I heard of, like maybe you can participate in that as well.
Mhm.
So the community and the creative culture in Houston has played a big role, I think, in my ability to grow and kind of showcase and move in the direction that I'm trying to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And even spaces like Black Houston Creatives
Oh
and
yes.
conversations like this, like able to really highlight you and support what you do. Speaking of what you do, like what do you have coming up next in this new year?
Yeah, so I have a couple of shows in the first quarter that I'm working towards. So I have one in January that's called In Art We Trust,
Hmm.
and it's a masquerade ball. So I'll be showcasing some of my pieces there, some of these pieces as well. And for that, you also have to create a curated piece for the show that's like a Renaissance style painting.
Wow.
So I have an Armor of God painting that I have in the works right now. So maybe we'll see about that later on.
Yeah.
I have the Vanguard art show coming up in March, and also behind the scenes, I'm working on illustrating a book cover. Yeah, so
I
I'm
love
really
that for you. Yes.
thank you.
I can't
I'm
wait.
really excited about that one because again, I feel like I'm constantly trying to test my limits. Like,
Hmm.
can I do digital?
And you
Can
can.
I do? Thank you.
And you can, and you will, and you
Yeah,
shall.
so I'm very excited about that. I do paint parties as well, so I'll have paint parties planned throughout the year. And my next big goal is to do large scale work. So I'm looking for opportunities for murals, which Black Houston Creatives has started to help roll me into that space with some connections.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Briana, for talking with me today. It's been a pleasure, a thrill, a joy to speak with
Thank
you. And
you.
thank you for sharing your story and your art with us.
Absolutely.
All right. So if you are a Black Houston creative and want to lock in with the Black Houston Creatives Network, DM us on Instagram at Black Houston Creatives. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.